I stumbled upon a message I was never meant to see, buried in my unfaithful wife's phone. I wasn't snooping. I didn't want to know. But there it was, staring back at me, cruel and bold. A message from her boss. "Sweetheart, I miss you. I'll be waiting at our usual spot tonight." Those words seared into my mind like acid through cloth. She had no idea I would be the one showing up in her place. Not both of us. Just me. When he turned around and saw me standing there, confusion flickered across his face, just for a second, before my fist drove into his jaw like a hammer. He crumpled instantly, hitting the pavement like dead weight. By the time he opened his eyes again, I was already standing over him, gun in hand. Calm. Still. Focused. He blinked, dazed and sluggish. Finally awake, I said, voice like steel, "You disgusting bastard. You knew my daughter was running out of time, and you used that as your chance to crawl into my wife's bed. So tell me, what kind of punishment fits that level of betrayal?" That message, I didn't go looking for it. But when the woman who shares your bed starts placing her phone screen down, jumps at every buzz, and comes home smelling like a stranger's cologne, the signs start piling up. I wanted to believe it was the grief, the endless hospital trips, the exhaustion, the emotional weight of watching our little girl, the heart of our world, slip further away every day. We should have been clinging to each other in that storm. Instead, she let someone else hold her. Not just anyone. Him. Her boss. That neatly dressed parasite who mistook sorrow for permission. He didn't comfort her. He hunted her, waited until she cracked open from the pain, then crept in and made himself a place inside her collapse. That message gave away everything. Their meeting place. Her lie about going to the hospital. She looked me in the eye and spun her alibi like nothing was wrong. I didn't yell. Didn't break down. I just acted. I went to that place and waited, quiet, still, patient. Then I saw him strolling in, relaxed, probably daydreaming about the twisted little game he'd been playing, smiling to himself, phone in hand, like he hadn't shattered a family. I struck before he even had time to react. The sound of my fist connecting with his face was sharp, final. He dropped, limb slack against cold cement. When he came to, I was still there, gun lowered but ready. My body coiled, every muscle tense beneath the calm. He moaned, blinked, tried to sit up, looked like a dazed animal caught in a snare. The pistol didn't rise. I didn't need it to. Sometimes fear is a sharper blade than any bullet. He mumbled something. Maybe a word. Maybe nonsense. It didn't matter. Good, I said, quietly. You're awake. You should be. You've got a lot to answer for. He flinched at the sound of my voice, and he should have. You knew she was grieving. You knew our daughter didn't have long. You knew what that pain was doing to both of us. I stepped in closer. And still, you made your move. You climbed into her pain like it was an open invitation. His mouth parted, maybe to explain, maybe to plead. I didn't let him speak. You thought that was the right time. I asked, low and cutting. His eyes darted in panic. I watched it all. Shame, terror, panic, but not 1 ounce of courage. Not even a flicker. I crouched beside him, gun still loose in my grip. My voice was a whisper made of stone. "Trevor," I said, letting his name fall like poison. "I know who you are. I know everything now. So tell me, what do you think is a fair price for what you've done?" He started rambling. Excuses, lies, nonsense about confusion, about meaning no harm, about just trying to be there for her. I slammed the butt of the pistol against the ground beside his head. The sound cracked like thunder. He recoiled, scraping himself away in terror. "Don't insult me," I snarled. "You weren't confused. You were calculated. You're a predator." Then came the tears. Ugly, pitiful sob that might have made me laugh on another day. But not this one. I leaned in until I could see every twitch, every shiver on his face. "You're going to tell me everything," I said. "Every message, every meeting, every filthy word you said to her while pretending to be some shoulder to cry on." I pulled out my phone and tapped record. "Talk," I said. At first, all that came from his mouth was a mess of garbled words, half-formed, stuttering fragments. But the instant the cold end of the barrel brushed against his shoulder, something inside him snapped. He started talking. Really talking. Dates. Times. Conversations. Locations. He confessed more than I had ever imagined. Things I hadn't even suspected. Each detail was like a blade, slicing through what was left of my restraint. But on the outside, I stayed still. Detached. Face like stone. Because real revenge isn't loud or wild. It's deliberate. Surgical. Frozen. When he finally ran out of words, I ended the recording and slid the phone back into my pocket. Then I stood slowly, eyes still fixed on the shaking mess on the floor. There was nothing left to say. I had no anger left to spit. He was empty, but I wasn't finished. Not by a long shot. The next step wasn't violence. It was demolition. I had everything now. His own confession on tape. Digital evidence from my wife's phone. Texts, call histories, exact timestamps, every breadcrumb in place. Like nails hammered into a coffin, ready to seal him in. I didn't need to aim the gun again. Ending him would have been too simple, too merciful. I wasn't after bruises. I was after total collapse. The kind of downfall that plays out slowly, quietly, painfully. So I left him there. No threats. No dramatic send-off. Men like him don't need warnings. They can feel the noose tightening all on their own. Now, it was time to pull the strings. I sent the audio recording from an anonymous account to his company's HR inbox. Subject line, Agent, employee misconduct involving grieving family. A guaranteed click. Copies of the file were dispatched to every senior executive listed on their corporate site. Then I encrypted the entire evidence folder, messages, voice logs, all of it, and sent a private, untraceable link to his wife. Yes, he had a wife. She lived out of town, completely unaware of the man she was married to. Next, I tipped off a small, local gossip site. Nothing massive, but relentless and precise when it came to scandals. I didn't want headlines. I wanted surgical strikes. And just like that, the chain reaction began. His employer placed him on immediate suspension. By morning, the internal leak had spread like wildfire. The recording passed from one department to another. Damage control? Impossible. Within days, his wife had filed for divorce. She seized joint accounts, froze their credit cards, shut every door he'd taken for granted. His name was splattered across town, not for success or leadership, but for manipulation and betrayal. He tried clawing back what little reputation he had left. Posted weak apologies online, blaming miscommunication, pretending it was all misunderstood. But no one was listening. Because when you take advantage of someone at their lowest, when you twist grief into an opportunity for your own pleasure, you don't get forgiveness. You get erased. He lost his job, his home, his allies. The same people who once raised glasses to him at company galas wouldn't return a single message. And the best part? I never had to touch him again. Exactly as I intended. But Trevor wasn't the only one who thought lies could be buried without consequence. My wife, Lisa, believed that silence could shield her. After that night, she disappeared from our house, holed up at her sister's place, texting short, robotic lines about needing time to process her grief differently. Never once did she acknowledge what she had done. No confession, no apology, just cold retreat. So I gave her a truth she couldn't outrun. No confrontation, no arguments. I mailed her an envelope. Inside, every piece of evidence. Trevor's full recorded confession. Screenshots of their conversations. Every I miss you, every you won't find out, typed by her fingers while our daughter lay dying. And a single handwritten line from me. You lost the right to mourn beside me the moment you chose him over your daughter's final days. That was all. No shouting. No cruel names. Just the truth, delivered plainly. That same afternoon, I filed for divorce. Grounds: infidelity. I ensured every asset was protected, meticulously. Then I had the divorce papers delivered directly to her office. No chance to hide. No way to spin the narrative. It landed in front of her colleagues, unmistakable and humiliating. By the end of the day, whispers had replaced conversations. Her so-called friends stopped reaching out. Even her family, the ones who once offended her blindly, finally saw her without the veil she wore so well. She returned to the house just once. Eyes red, voice shaking. "John, please," she said through the door. I didn't open it. Instead, I activated the front camera screen, looping the video of Trevor's confession. No sound, just his face, his voice playing silently behind the glass like a ghost from her sins. She stood there watching. I watched her watch it. Her expression broke apart in real time. Then she turned and walked away like something hollowed out, a figure made of guilt and regret, crumbling under choices she thought would never surface. Not because I screamed at her, but because I forced her to face the ruin she created. No D2, no rationalization, just a mirror reflecting her betrayal from every angle. After that, she never came back, never called, never wrote, because now she knew some wounds cut too deep for sorry. Some actions don't just burn the bridge, they torch the soil beneath it. As for me, I moved on, not with bitterness, not with baggage, but with clarity. I closed that chapter without one more word from her. There were no negotiations, no desperate pleas. She walked away with nothing. No claim to the home, no slice of the savings, no spousal support, nothing. The judge barely raised an eyebrow. With a stack of proof laid bare, he stamped the decree like it was beneath his time. The official term was irreconcilable differences, a laughable understatement for a storm that tore through the heart of everything I built. But in the end, the label didn't matter. She was gone, cut from my life entirely. And Trevor? Last I heard, he slinked away 2 cities over, renting a roach-infested flat above a dying pawn shop. Changed his name, picked up some bottom-tier sales job, barely making rent. Alone, forgotten, broke, right where he belonged. Step 10, rebuild, brick by brick. I sold the old house. Every hallway, every corner had turned into a memory I didn't need. I bought land of my own, poured the foundation with my own hands, not just for shelter, but for peace, a new beginning that no one could taint. I started a business, not to chase wealth, but to reclaim purpose. Cut ties with the hollow people, the ones who smile when it benefits them and vanish when it doesn't. Now, I keep my circle tight. Only those who understand loyalty and truth remain. I didn't go looking for love again. I didn't have to, because the truth is, you don't need another person to complete you. You need to strip away the lies and finally see yourself clearly, without distortion, without apology. The pain is still there. The grief remains. But now it's my armor, and I wear it without shame. I live without the weight of deception, without waiting for the next betrayal to hit. The man they tried to destroy, that version of me, is gone. In his place stands someone untouchable. Was what I did revenge? Justice? You decide. If this story hit something inside you, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We read every single one. And for more real stories of betrayal and cold justice, stick with us. Every click helps us bring these moments to life. Thanks for being part of the journey. In Lauren's world, every lie leaves a mark. Every scar tells the truth.